Hi everybody, it's Pat Hogan from the Delaware River Yacht Club. Today we're going to make a video on how to tie up your boat at the dock. And it's one of those things that probably we should have addressed a long time ago, but you know, everybody seems to have their own way to do it. I've seen everything from one line holding the boat on to like a cat's cradle of lines, you know, a whole web of lines holding the boat down. And you know, the best way is someplace in between, I guess. What you want is your boat not to move. You want it to be safe. And you want to take up as little dock space as possible in deference to other people. We're concerned with current here, wind too, but a lot of current and waves. So you want the boat to stay in one spot. So there's two videos here. The first one is how to tie up your boat. It's taken on our dock here. And the second is how to use a fender board, which is just an expansion of the same technique, except it uses a board that rides up and down a piling. You have a lot of pilings in the Chesapeake that it can make it a little bit more difficult to secure your boat. So anyway, have a look, enjoy, and hope you enjoy it. Thanks. All right, Pat Hogan here from the Delaware River Yacht Club. We're here on our dock, looking at the way boats are tied up, and to try to find an example of the best way to tie one up. And we're looking at this boat, and this is probably the best example we have today, although it's not perfect either. You'll see the owner of this yacht has two spring lines, and they're relatively tight. And behind the spring lines, he's got fenders. There's no fenders at the front of the boat or at the back of the boat. You don't need them there. You just need them where they could possibly touch the dock. And these two spring lines keep the boat in position. And then the stern line and the bow line, they're just there to control the boat and let it sit off the dock a little bit, and just kind of keep it in the right orientation. Now, in an ideal world, this bow line would come just straight across. This bow line is going forward. There's no reason for it to go forward except that that's where the cleat is. And same thing with the stern line. It should just come straight across to the dock. And the reason for this is that the boat is on two docks. Now there's a yacht behind this boat and a yacht in front of it, and he's kind of had to bridge these two docks, which is not ideal. You know, you do what you have to do. But in a perfect world, this boat would be just on one section of the floating dock. That would provide the most stability for the boat. But that's the idea. The two spring lines holding the boat in position, and the bow line and the stern line, they're just to control the orientation of the boat with fenders in the middle. Okay, thank you. We'll see you soon. Hello, Pat Hogan from the Delaware River Yacht Club again. This is kind of a sequel to the previous video on how to tie up your boat alongside of a dock when there's a little bit of current. Today we're on location in Georgetown, Maryland, and on the Chesapeake. And here, as you can see, there's a lot of pilings, and it makes tying up a challenge because the boat goes up and down with the tide. And where do your fenders go? Well, the answer is a fender board. So you tie your boat up just the way we talked about before, with forward and aft springs holding the boat in place so it doesn't shift, and the bow lines and the stern line simply controlling the position of keeping the bow from floating out too much. And here we have the fender board, and you tie up two fenders close to each other with a wooden board on the outside, and that rides up against the dock piling, and that keeps your boat fended. And the secret is, of course, that the spring lines have to be in position to keep the boat from moving fore and aft. Simple. Thanks.